quickly give you an update on a very big story we are covering for you. Broke out in the early hours of this morning. Police and Interpol arresting Israel's most wanted fugitive in Johannesburg in the area of Bryanston. Andy Mashaile is the Interpol ambassador and security advisor, and he joins us now on the line. Mr. Mashaile, thank you very much for your time. Are you able to give us any more detail about how you tracked and effected this arrest?
Collie, my brother, it's been a long time since you've spoken, and thank you very much for having us on the platform. I'm not going to go into the operational details, but as you can see, Collie, and as you know, which is in the public knowledge, this gentleman has been on the Interpol's red notice since 2015. So basically what would then mean would be that Israel has sent a notice to the South African police through their Interpol Bureau that side, engaging with the Pretoria National Bureau, the National Crime Bureau of Interpol. And they would then engage intelligence, tactics, strategies, and other organizations which have to do with collecting of information leading to the arrest of the bad guys that are wanted all over the world to have found and used South Africa as a haven. The dominoes have started falling, and many more dominoes are going to fall. So long story short, Collie, my brother, it's all works to the intelligence, and I am grateful to members of the community who are contributing towards creating a safe and a secure environment, as well as promote crime prevention by actively being engaged in identifying locations of these dominoes, of these international fugitives who are in our country. So long and short, Collie, is that my campaign appreciates members of the community for identifying and collecting information and sharing it with the police.
Yeah. Mr. Mashaile, how long has this gang leader been in South Africa for now?
I want to look at the red notice that says the guy has been wanted since 2015, suggesting that the gentleman fled Israel to South Africa in and around that time, 2014, 2015, in and around that time, fled to our country.
And the people that he has been arrested alongside, it's a string of them. Do we know their nationalities?
No, Toli. We know their nationality, but I don't know their nationality, all of them. And I can safely say I am sure when the matter proceeds, when they appear in court, we will then be able to identify them through their passports, through their documents. If they're South Africans, we'll be able to identify that. But long story short, they might be of the same organization where this gentleman comes from. Abegil, they call it Abegil or something like that. Abegil organization.
So in all possibility, all of them may likely come from Israel. Let's then try and talk about when it is that they're likely to appear in court.
Thank you to the Constitution of our country and for yourself and your team and Newzroom for holding us accountable, us meaning law enforcement agencies, to ensure that we stick to the rule of law, what the Constitution says, particularly when it comes to court appearance. They will be appearing in court. I'm sure the spokesperson from the South African Police Services would go and explain that better than myself. But we normally see people, we normally expect people to appear in court within 48 hours. If there are further investigations, obviously those processes will be granted by the court, meaning the date and the appearance in court post the 48 hours period.
All right, final question to you, sir. Looking at the visuals coming from the scene where they were arrested, our colleague bringing us footage of a gate that has fallen over. Does it suggest that they tried to put up a fight? Was there any gun exchange or fire?
My experiences in matters of this nature, particularly where you have a leader of a criminal organization, there will be resistance. And when there's resistance, the South African Police Services, working hand in glove with Interpol and other international law enforcement agencies who are forming part and parcel of the operation, they would use corresponding force to ensure that they gain access and arrest the criminal. Remember, Toli, and your viewers, when SAPS, Interpol, and other those law enforcement agencies go there, they are not going there to have picnic. They are not going there with baskets. They are going there to arrest someone who is very deadly, who might be deadly to the body, life, and limb of the police officers who are there, and who will not want to give the police easy access. This is where the communities, where our communities would stand by and give the police, law enforcement authorities a round of applause for ensuring that even if it means jumping over the wall, you need to do that so that you take away this man from the community, from the society, so that he must have his day in court. Yes, I think the gate that has fallen over from the footage, I just saw the footage. I think it suggests that there might have been resistance or the unwillingness to cooperate.
Mr. Mashaile, final question to you. Why is it that South Africa has become so easily accessible to organized crime syndicates? Why is it that this country has become a haven for criminals? Why is it so easy? Please answer that from a point of view of a person in the security apparatus of our country.
Totally, it breaks my heart. When Kretcher was arrested a few years back, I was still the chairman of the police board, if you remember very well, in Gauteng, the CPF board in Gauteng. I had a chance to speak to him and I asked him why did he decide to come to South Africa. And lately it became public knowledge that Kretcher said, amongst others, when he was looking for a friendly organization, a friendly country to do business, he chose South Africa. And I say, what do you mean business? He says, no, the business that some of us are involved in. Because the constitution of the country gives us protection. Colleague, you and I both know that in the event that this gentleman was to be held for coming through and for being arrested, we know that amongst others, the police will be in trouble and many of those things. So what am I saying? The Constitution makes it easier for people to come from their country to be here. The second most important problem that we deal with, you and I, on a daily basis, the question of corruption. People who are selling passports, people who are facilitating the travel and movement, people who are traveling, who are aiding and abetting human trafficking in and around your borders. Your border management security is one of those things that we need to put a blame on in terms of bad people, even if it's not bad people, but people who do not have the necessary documentation to come through to our country. Totally, I have said, when I look at roadblocks, you stop and say to look at the disc and you go. I would want to see a situation where I get out of the car, myself, Andy Mashaile, and then they ask to put your hand or your thumb on a cell phone that is linked to Hannes, that is linked to Interpol's I-247. So that if I've committed crime in Lesotho or KZN, where I was born and bred, or Jamaica or anywhere, the system should speak to the system, international system with 247. To say Indian Crowley are wanted in Brazil, Indian Crowley are wanted in the United Kingdom or in Dubai. They stole a packet of sweets over there. But because we do not have the necessary technology, criminals go through our fingers. They slip through our fingers at roadblocks all over the world, all over the country, all over the country.
Andy Mashaile, let me thank you very much for your time.